stay on here too long. I just wanted to come on here real quick. Last night, the Eagles lost to Seattle last night. It was on Sunday Night Football, and they didn't play well. And then on my Facebook page timeline, I had so many Cowboys fans coming out of the woodwork saying, "You see what happened? You see, talking all this trash. You're like your team is going somewhere." And it's typical Cowboys fans that live in this area. It's not the Cowboys fans in Dallas. It's the Cowboys fans that live in the city. Because, number one, those people that live in there, they're frauds anyway, because they never grew up with the team. They just like the team because everybody else liked the team. And they just want to jump on the bandwagon. Okay. Did the Eagles lose? Yeah, they lost. But Seattle did not dominate them not one time. The Eagles beat themselves over dumb mistakes. They took penalties when they shouldn't have taken a couple of holding penalties. Doug Peterson didn't challenge that forward lateral. Um, Carson Wentz fumbles the ball going into the end zone. Carson Wentz overthrows Nelson Aguilar. He overthrows Corey Clement. So yeah, Carson Wentz did not have a good game. By no means necessary. Some people say he threw for over 340 something yards, but he didn't have a good game. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and panic. I'm not gonna sit here and get on. Now, I was upset yesterday, as everybody, you should be. But I'm not gonna sit here and say Carson Wentz is overrated. Carson Wentz can't play. People on Twitter and all over the place going off saying the Eagles they won't win a single game the rest of the season. Dallas is going to win the division. If the Eagles make it to the playoffs, they're one and done. I mean, it's just overreacting. I understand because yeah, the Eagles have only beat a couple of teams with 500 or sub 500 records, and at this point, and at this juncture of this season, you're not going to play the Chicago Bears. You're not going to play the 49ers. You're not going to play the Arizona Cardinals. You're going to go up against good teams that don't make mistakes. You're going to go up against good teams that are going to make plays. That's where you're going to go up against. And if you cannot play, and if you're making those kind of mistakes, and if you're fumbling the ball, not making the good throws that you're supposed to make, you're going to get beat in the playoffs. Yeah, the Eagles will make the playoffs because Dallas is going to lose one of these days, so the Eagles will get a home playoff game. It's just impossible that you can't get a home playoff game, regardless. Okay, but I wouldn't overreact. You know, I won't overreact. A lot of people are overreacting, wanting to fire everybody. Or Alshon Jeffrey, I don't know why they gave him a whole lot of money. Here's my thing on Alshon Jeffrey. Alshon Jeffrey, he is a very, very good number two. He's not Jordan Matthews, not by a long shot, but he is not a Jerry Rice. He is not a fast guy, a Julio Jones. Yeah, he is a good, very good, very, very good excellent number two. I don't see him breaking the defense. He's a 50-50 guy that can go up and get the ball. He's good in the red zone. And that's great. Nelson Aguilar played a good game, and he needed that game. He's shown up this season. But everybody, Torrey Smith, I don't even know why he's on there because he has done anything. And I think they should go out in the offseason and get another receiver, or well, they got Matt Collins. I think Matt Collins is gonna be a player one of these days. But it's nothing to panic about. The team played. The team, the Seahawks did not dominate them. The Eagles beat themselves. They made mistakes. The Eagles beat themselves. If you looked at the game, mistakes hurt you. They were around the goal line, and they got in the penalty. They got called back. I think LeGarrette Blunt ran it down to the 2. Alshon Jeffrey had a penalty called on him. So they beat themselves. They did not get dominated. So fans need to calm down. and stop overreacting and stop saying the season is over. They're not going to win another game. They should fire the coach. Carson Wentz is not that good. And Skip Bayless, I watched him this morning. And Skip Bayless can make some good points, but then he can just be flat out just ridiculous sometimes. Or he's not an MVP candidate because of one game. Because on one game, you have all this ammunition. Oh well, he has to do it when it counts. Stop. It's one game. They lost. They're 10-2. They're not 6-6. I can see if they were 6-6. They're 10-2. Another thing on the fitness fantasy channel. Also, this is the channel where I usually do fantasy videos, fantasy sports. I haven't done them in a while. Hopefully, I will try between this month or early next year. I will do definitely around January. It definitely is going to be in full swing. YouTube has just, to me, YouTube has really messed up because you can't edit videos on there the way you wanted to edit them. And that's why I've been using my videos to edit and cut some things up. You can't do it now, so I'm trying to find a video software where I can cut up videos and piece them together so they won't, look all look all cheesy. But I'm going to get into back in the fantasy sports videos hopefully next week or definitely in January. But some people, because I know people miss what I'm doing. People miss the lineups I give out, and I urge people to do when you are doing fantasy sports, do the research first before you start picking players. Because a lot of people, when I give out lineups, they get angry with me or they get upset. Well, that lineup didn't cash and that lineup didn't do well. When I put a lineup out there, I usually put it out early before 5 o'clock in the morning. Is what I think is going to happen. Now, do I use that lineup? Yeah, I might use it or I might tweak it a little bit, but that's what I'm going after when I first put out a lineup. Because sometimes I don't put out a lineup at 6 o'clock. I just don't have that kind of time to put a lineup at 6 o'clock. So I'll put one out in the morning and give you an idea of what I like for it, that night of action. You can use it. You can take some players out and switch some players. But I wouldn't, don't get mad. I wouldn't take it all, use it in good faith. I would tweak it. Now, some lineups I'm giving out and they have scored high. So it happens. But when people come on here and say, you just putting out lineups on here to boost your viewership, I think it's pretty ridiculous that people say that. Because I don't need to boost up my viewership by putting out BS lineups. I really don't need to do that. But you got other guys out there selling lineups and paying for the lineups, and their lineups aren't even cashing out every day. So this is free. I'm doing this for free. So it is what it is. But that's all I want to talk about today. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. Make sure you leave a comment in the comment section to make sure you subscribe and look out for the next video.